So over the past few months, I've done my fair share of travel, and I wanted to share with you guys some of the eyeshadow palettes that I like to bring when I travel. And I guess in some way, they're sort of my holy grail palettes, if you will. So if you want to see what kind of palettes are worth taking with you when you travel, go ahead and keep on watching. Hello there, fabulous. Welcome to FabulouslyMoni. If you're new, if you're returning, thank you so much for being here. So like I said, we're gonna be discussing today some of the eyeshadow palettes that I like to take when I travel, and I've been doing quite a bit of traveling lately, you guys, so I'm pretty happy about it, and I've kind of learned what works and what doesn't for me when I've taken palettes when I travel. Sometimes I overpack, don't we all? But these have been a pretty good palette to take with when I have traveled, and I haven't felt the need to take anything else with me. Before we get started though, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, so you get notified when I post new videos, and let's move on to showing you what those palettes are. Alright, so one of the very first palettes that I started taking when I started traveling was this palette right here. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's one of my classics. I love this palette. This probably was one of the more pricier palettes that I ever bought for my collection, and I absolutely love it. This is the Nubian palette by Juvias Place, and as you can see, they are all warm tones. But I feel like it has all the necessary colors for you to create several looks, and especially if you love warm tones, you will love this palette. Absolutely love it. I created so many looks with this. I took it when I went on my trip to New York and on my trip to California last year, and I felt like I wasn't missing anything. So this is an excellent palette to take. I'm sorry you guys if my eyes seem kind of red. I just had like a sneezing attack, so that's fun. Anyway, as I was saying, I feel like this palette reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay. What is it called? What is it called? I can't remember right now what it's called. You know which one I'm talking about. But I just love this palette, you guys. The quality of these eyeshadows is absolutely phenomenal. I truly recommend this palette, especially if you're traveling. It is lightweight, so it can fit in your makeup bag very easily. The only downside to this palette is that you don't have a mirror, so you will have to bring something extra to do your makeup, because this one does not have a mirror. But this is an excellent one to try, you guys, and to take with you when you're traveling. Okay, the next palette that I want to show you guys, and this one I think I also took on a couple of small trips last summer, and I actually took it this summer also when I traveled, because even though this came out last summer, I believe, I still really love this little palette. And this is the City Mini palette by Maybelline. This is the one in the shade Rooftop Bronzes, and I love this little palette, you guys. So when you see it, you don't see much. I mean, what can you do with all of these shades, right? Also, the strangest thing is it doesn't have a lot of transitional colors, and it doesn't really have anything that you can use to set your eyeshadow primer with. But nonetheless, this is so good, you guys. I love this palette. I feel like I really don't need anything else other than maybe a color to set my eye primer with. So usually what I do is that I use this color, even though it's not a matte, I use it as a transitional shade, and then I use either this color or this color as an all over lead shade, and then I use either one of these to deepen the crease or as liners, and I love that look. I don't know what it is about it, but I really like it. And of course, if you wanted to do more of a smoky eye, you can definitely make your look a little bit darker with these colors right here. And the best part about this palette is I feel that it will suit a lot of skin tones, because it's not really warm, but it's actually not really cool tone. It's kind of like that neutral in between that will suit a lot of people. So this is one of my top recommendations as well. If you're looking something more affordable, like drugstore kind of thing, I love this one. And to go with the drugstore palettes, I am gonna show you another drugstore that is one of my favorites that I take when I travel, and this is kind of a newish addition, I guess. I think I got this either last spring or last winter. I can't remember exactly, but it's the Milani Bold Obsessions palette. This palette, you guys, is high-end quality for drugstore prices. Well, it's a little bit on the higher side when it comes to drugstore, but you guys, you are paying for quality eyeshadows here, and you got everything you need for any kind of look. In my opinion, it's a little bit more on the warmer side, even though you do have some cool shades here, which is pretty cool, I think. You can definitely create a cool tone look if you wanted to with this palette, but you also have a black and a brown and a ton of like warm shades, which is what's in right now, and I absolutely love it. And I feel like, again, I didn't need anything else. Your matte light shade right here that you can use to set your eye primer, and different transition shades right here for any kind of looks. So this one, you guys, this one is so good. I took it on my spring break trips. I've been using it any kind of little trip. I always think about this palette to take with me. If I think of a full palette that I will do the job, you know, that I won't need to take anything else, I always consider this one because it's just so good. And the quality of the eyeshadows, it's excellent, you guys. And one of the best parts also is it does have a mirror. So I love that because you don't need to carry another mirror with you. It's a pretty good mirror that you can just use to do your makeup. It's huge, and it's a very good quality mirror. So this is another one, you guys, that you need to put down on your little list because it is excellent. And moving on to more of a, I guess, not quite a high-end palette, but it's a drugstore, I guess, kind of price, but you will have to order online. And I'm talking about the Kathleen Nice collaboration with Colorpop, the Dream Street palette. I don't know what it was with this palette, you guys. This summer, I fell in love with this palette all over again. I don't know what it was about it. It is just so easy to use. Like, you can create so many things, and it's so easy to use, like for everyday type of thing. If that is your go-to look, especially when you're traveling, you want something that you can just pop on, not really think about what you're gonna be doing, easy to do. This palette just did it all. I love it. And the quality, again, these are excellent eyeshadows, you guys. If you haven't gotten this palette yet, when it first came out, this is a good time to do it. It's so good, you guys. I absolutely love it. Like, again, you can create so many looks. You got all the shades that you need to set, to transition. If you want to do shimmer, if you do want to do a pop of color, you know, you don't want to go with your usual warm tones or neutral tones, you can do that as well. It is so versatile to do that, and that is one of my favorite words. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you will know that that is one of my favorite words to use, because I am all about versatility, you guys. I want things to be done quickly, and I want them to do the job. So this is one of those palettes, and I really recommend it if you're thinking about buying something to travel, or you already have it in your collection but you can't decide what to take. This one right here. Oh my god, you guys, it's allergy season again. Alright, now moving on to more higher end palettes. This is a new love for me. I fell in love with this palette this year. I just got it. I know it's been out for a while now, but I fell in love with this year. And this is another one that I've been going to for everything that I think about doing with my face, any kind of look that I think about, I always go back to this palette. I'm talking about the Too Faced Switch Peach palette. You guys know that this is a favorite for a lot of people, and there is a reason why, you guys. It has everything you need for any kind of color that you can think of, any kind of look that you can think of. It's got everything you need. It is absolutely beautiful, especially to take during your summer vacations. If you know, like maybe you know that winter's coming, fall's coming, and those are kind of more like the tones that probably people will navigate to, are more of like the warm tones that I just showed in the other palettes. But if you think about investing in something that's gonna be all year round and that you can take into summer because it's just fun and has those bright colors, this is it right here, you guys. This palette has everything that you need for any kind of vacation all year round. I love this palette. I took it with me on my trip to Cancun this summer, I believe. This and my Dream Street palette is what I will go to because it's just that beautiful. You got all the kind of shades that you need and all your bright shades that are here that you can use to create any kind of bright look. So I really love that. And of course it's a Too Faced palette, so the quality of the eyeshadows in this palette is excellent. This is a cult favorite for a lot of people. And you also got a little mirror here. It's not the greatest, you guys, it's kind of small, but it's there so you can use it. The only thing that I've got to say about this palette, maybe negative thing that I got to say about this palette, make sure that when you pack it, you are not packing it with something that is going to compress it, because I did that. And since this is a metal type of packaging, it did bend the metal right here a little bit, so now it doesn't really close all the way. Do you see that? Yeah, this happened while I was traveling, so be careful with that. Just make sure you're packing it in something, in a safe packet or something like that, because you might bend the packaging and it won't close all the way anymore like mine. But other than that, this is an excellent palette, you guys. And finally, one of my absolute favorite top of the list eyeshadow palettes for anything, one of my holy grail palettes. It's another Too Faced palette, and I'm talking about the Just Peachy Matte palette. This palette, you guys, is this beautiful or what? I love this palette. I got this for the Sephora VIV sale last year, I think, and this was one of the best purchases I've ever made when it comes to makeup in my life. The quality of these eyeshadows, it is undeniably spectacular, you guys. You can create so many looks again with this, and especially right now for fall and winter, this is all I gravitate to. And when fall rolls in, I am all about the matte shades, you guys, and this is a palette that I always rotate to because it's just got all those like warm, cozy colors that you want over the winter, over the fall. I absolutely love it. So any kind of travel that I do over the fall and winter, this right here is what I take. I may take an extra something if I want to do like a shimmery nighttime look. I may take something else, but sometimes I also just use my highlighter as a shimmer shade on top of any kind of shade that you see here, and that does the trick. So this is one of the best palettes out there, you guys. I highly recommend this palette if you're thinking about buying a high-end palette. This right here. And also it has a gigantic mirror that you can use for pretty much anything that you want. It is an amazing mirror. It's awesome. This mirror is fantastic. So you can just take this with you and not take anything else. And I take another mirror, and the packaging is so sturdy that it makes it a really good palette to travel with, because you know that your eyeshadows are going to be safe with this one, and it's small enough, compact enough that you can pack it pretty much anywhere. So there you go, you guys. So those are the 6 palettes that I recommend for you guys to take on your next travels or just if you're in the look for a very good eyeshadow palettes, those are the palettes that I take with me when I travel because I think they're just so good. That is, I'm okay with leaving anything else behind, if you know what I'm saying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you find it helpful, and if you guys would like me to do a video on my makeup travel essentials, give this video a thumbs up and I will gladly love to do that for you. And other than that, you guys, remember to subscribe, hit that notification button, and as usual, remember guys that feeling fabulous, it's still a state of mind. Bye guys.